Hey everyone, this is WobblyWallaby, and today I'll be interviewing Namputcha, a fellow content creator who also has an incredible Stellar Hunter. If you want to see the full potential of Stellar Hunter from the Tears of the Tyrant update, then stay tuned. You can see how this farming class is capable of soloing legend instances. A big thanks to Namputcha for collaborating with me on this guide. He provided the footage, audio, and let me stalk his account. It was great to interview him since he's had years of experience playing Stellar Hunter. First, where does the name Namputcha come from?
Namputcha is a Filipino expression. It's actually a phrase, son of a bitch, which if translated to Tagalog means anak ng puta. And the slang version is nak Namputcha, and the shortest is Namputcha, which is an incomplete version of the phrase. So don't worry, I'm not calling myself a son of a bitch, don't worry. That's like saying F you, but I'm not saying the U part, I'm just saying the F part, you know what I mean? And if the question is how I landed with the name, it's as simple as when ROM Global came out back in 2019, I made a priest named Juskute, a wizard named Nubayan, a blacksmith named Susmar Yosepka, and a hunter, Namputcha. And I enjoyed the hunter the most, so I could have been the priest named Juskute Gaming. But yeah, so I enjoyed the hunter the most. And that's the one that had the Namputcha name in it, so I kept it.
That's a great origin story for your name. Next, what kind of ROM content do you create and where can people find you?
I used to stream refined contents, and when I used to whale out on BCC events, I post parodies that talks about ROM. I made song parodies also, but since I retired from whaling out and I only play the PvE contents of ROM, I just post skits and parodies on my Facebook, TikTok, and YouTube, all under the name of Namputcha Gaming.
I'll put a link to his Facebook, YouTube, and TikTok in the description. Next, did you use Stellar Hunter to do legend instances before the update? And if so, why on earth would you do that? Also, did the update allow you to clear more floors than before?
I played Ranger and then ultimately become SH for 3 years, from 2019, from the very beginning of ROM Global up to, I believe, 2021, halfway there. And I did not switch class until then. Why? It's as simple as the love for the class. Most of my followers found me as one of the best, if not the most influential SH out there during the time. And I was only forced to switch because of the PvE contents becoming way too hard for the class to even be any part of. And what's his only survivability is at best backslide. It has some lifesteal, but it's, in my opinion, it's a bit outdated, way outdated. It needs a lot of work. There's a divine card that helps you heal, but I was actually expecting it to have a star version of it one day where it will become just like Goblin Leader, where the damage gives 5% of that damage as a lifesteal. But I guess we can have whatever we want, right? Although I was already able to clear Lost Isle Legend as SH before the update, and even top DPS in CML 3rd floor. Not flexing, sorry. I can tell that this update did put SH in a decent spot when it comes to catching up to damage. But a little too late, not enough to increase, and it's still being overshadowed by other classes that can easily tap into that damage.
It's great that you stuck with Stellar Hunter for so many years. That's some true passion, and I'm sure many of your followers loved that. Next, why did you retire from whaling out and focus on PvE content?
A lot of factors actually. One thing for sure is that I cannot inspire people anymore due to the account being so strong only because of the amount of money I dropped to get to where I am. I make a build and showcase it, but we all know it mostly works because of the handbook depot that's backing it up. It is a harsh truth that I had to accept a long time ago. The game's direction also became unhealthy and becoming more and more unrecognizable as a Ragnarok game, at least for me. I form a party and it will consist of classes not within the world of Ragnarok Online, simply because it overshadowed the classes it originally had. It's not wrong to innovate and evolve in the game. Change is inevitable, and I understand that. But to me, the game doesn't fix its broken and imbalanced road and just keeps adding more. More classes, more instances, more features, but for every addition comes with 2 to 3 new bugs that almost always never gets fixed. To me, that's not innovation. Also, I'm probably not the right person to say this, but pay-to-win contents removes the sense of achievements in the game as a player that likes to work hard on their character and their account. And I like to work hard on my account. In fact, I didn't even start whaling out until after a year and a half in the game because I was just working hard on my account. There's a lot more that makes things complicated, but I just decided to retire with the hopes of coming back full-time one day. Nowadays, I just log in and hang around public parties and help the community clear out their weeklies in hopes that they get better gears with better max rolls and become stronger, that one day they don't need someone like me to carry them, and they also do the carry for their friends and the community as well.
The community had a great suggestion to let us adjust our adventure handbook so our attack and deposits could be set lower temporarily. Then content creators could make more realistic free-to-play or semi-free-to-play guides by adjusting their own handbook. That suggestion was open on the Realm official Discord channel. We'll see if they do anything, and I agree, at certain levels of deposits, even Halgrahan could look good in PvE. Regarding pay-to-win content removes the sense of achievement in the game, I completely agree, and other viewers have also commented in the past that they want more modes where people are in a more level playing field. For games that have a mode where there is a level playing field, then it relies more on strategy and skill instead of how much money you dump in, which definitely leads to a greater sense of achievement when you win. Next, I'll briefly show his gear so you can see what he uses. Why did you decide to use Imperial Knight's Cape over War Manteau?
It's as simple as I don't have War Manchu with max AA damage roll. Will I switch to it when I roll max AA damage roll on War Manchu one day? Probably, but I'd have to test it myself since certain gear setup work differently per account and class because of handbook differences.
The struggle is real to get those perfect random attributes. I'm sure everyone feels your pain on that one. Why do you use Dog Servants over Ancient Equipment Accessories? Also, if people don't have Dog Servant, what should they use instead?
Those 2 Dog Servants I'm using does have sentimental value for me. But it's a bit personal, sorry. But I'll change them one day if I really have to, but those will never go away from my SH. Dog Servants does have advantages over demons and animals with 5% damage increase, hence I prefer having them on, especially during Lost Isle runs. But in overall, I think best in slots for SH are the AE accessory that has the range damage increase. So yeah.
It's awesome that you kept them for sentimental value. That is some legendary loyalty. Next, what did you use for Shadow Equipment, Ancient Relic, and Oracle Mirror?
Not gonna lie, I retired before those Shadow Equipments came out, so I don't know much about them. I could be wrong. I put Niles in the offhand, Tears armor on armor obviously. I don't have good ones for garment, and I don't even have shoes in it. But I'd probably put undershirt and advanced sack daddy shoes. I don't even remember their synthesized names now. For Relic, I'm using HP Relic. It's, I believe, the best Relic and slot for PvE content. If not, the next best thing for Purple Relic I could think of is the Lord of Vayne. For Blue Relic, you could probably settle with Dark Knight Shadow Ring for critical damage increase, or Oasis Sai for attack increase. For Oracle Mirror, I'm using Combustible Knife. That's what I think is the best in slot for physical damage. Next in line would be Bilgis Army for damage to MVPs, or Heaven's Wrath for AA damage increase. If not, the next best thing would be Heartbreaker for critical damage increase.
Next, here's how he allocated his attributes. He didn't max Agi since he already had 480% attack speed and he's not using the Dragonfly Star card or the Fluffy Tail. Next, here are his advanced runes. For his Assassin rune, he has the 3rd line. For the Excellent State Star rune, he has a high 2nd line. For Precision Sniper rune, he has a high critical damage percentage. For his Comet Light Vision Star rune, he has the 3rd line. For Animal Master, he has the 3rd line. And for Dark Knight Trap Star Ruin, he has the 3rd line. Next for skills, here's his archer skills. Next here are his hunter skills. Next here are his sniper skills. And here are his ranger skills. For his auto attack, he has auto attack and prepare for elite and meteor vision. In prepare for elite, he has true sight, windwalk, exceed break, star arrows, and unlimited stars. Next for his adventure handbook, which was able to pull off this insane damage, he has 152% damage percentage, and also 5164 raw attack. Definitely a very well handbook. Next, let's see a Stellar Hunter in action against legend bosses. Any tips for facing the legend golem?
Actually, before 50% of the golem's HP, my cooked food expired, so there's no anti-death food, I guess, during that fight. But I do have HP Relic. For non-HP Relic, I guess stack up on anti-death food. K-Tool card also helps increasing your damage against that guy. My tip for soloing it is, yeah, stack up on anti-death food. YGG if you see your HP below 25%. And as long as those stone balls are not next to you, don't move. Golem will do an AoE attack that pushes you. Just tank it. Not moving keeps you stronger, actually.
Next is the Sea Spirit Totem. Any tips for fighting the Sea Spirit Totem?
I Magnum Break to remove the water convert that I used on the first floor. So yeah. Invisible Arrow is Ghost, and Ghost to Ghost is ×2 damage. For those of you who don't know yet. But yeah. Crispy Cloud Cheese can be bought on the magic box from Cloudsea Archipelago. Yeah, I know. And yes, you can use Satisfied Feast as an alternative. In fact, Crispy Cloud Cheese is actually what I believe is the alternative to Satisfied Feast, since it's a lot easier to acquire than Satisfied Feast.
Next is Demonic Overseer. Any tips for facing him?
For damage, I'd suggest Ultraman card on accessory, Gloom card on the armor, but obviously Poitata is better. Use Fear Arrow and stay neutral element. I have Blue Pots also and auto consume at 90% and included Star Arrow on my PvE. Comes towards you, drop DMT on the mobs if they get close to you. And for faster heart killing, I suggest to use Dark Arrow since the heart is a holy element and dark damage does a lot of damage to them. Speaking of third phase, for the third phase, this is where the Demonic Overseer sometimes cheats a lot. If you die on this phase, it's fine. Even I die with my HP Relic on this phase, but I usually go at him on this phase, right in the middle of this phase, to make him stop right there on this phase. And backslide when the Tilapias are almost close on this phase. Keep an eye out for the purple hen tentacle and move towards it. Yes, on this phase. Again, if there's no HP Relic, stack up on anti-death food.
Next is Fantastic Dragon. Any tips for facing this dragon?
I use Flameheart and Fear Arrow. Then Scarecrow on accessory. The circles are a bit tricky. I try to move before that circle even deploys because sometimes there's up to 2-second visual delays. My bad. When doing solo, sometimes you almost always get fire circles. Unless you get him to 50% before you get petrified, then he starts changing form. When he does, let him scratch your face so you can change your fire to poison. If you are using the Veen card, when you have either fire or poison and you have to move, don't move too long. Move for as short as 1 to 2 seconds. You need to keep attacking for that heal. I could have used a damage increase card, but I opted for a survivability card. With that, I only focus on surviving and the damage technically becomes a secondary thing. As long as I'm standing still and I'm hitting it, damage is there. All I have to focus on is surviving.
Next is Late King's Chest Knight. Versus the late King's Chess Knight, what else would be needed for you to solo this?
Oh boy, here we go. I do have so many ideas to make SH great again, but to simplify this without saying much to change SH skills and runes and etc., I suggest the developers to at least decrease the range physical damage reduction for these instances. At least for the instances. Or at least against this damn rook. Because this rook becomes the real MVP on second floor, to be honest. Really, no, for real. Like, yo, for real.
Thanks to Namputcha for collaborating with me. Be sure to check out his Facebook, YouTube, and TikTok to see more of his wonderful content. If you enjoyed this video, please like, comment, and subscribe. Here's a video that I would recommend, and if you want more Stellar Hunter videos, check out this playlist over here.